my cube collection 2023. Let's get right into it. So let's start out with our 2x2s. First off, we got a GAN 249. It's pretty nice, but honestly, it's kind of sucks now that it's kind of outdated. So moving on to the next one, we have a Yukshin 2x2. Their quality control really sucks on this cube, but honestly, it turns pretty nice. It's blocky, but low-key mid for 2x2s nowadays. Can't really remember the name of this 2x2, but it's something. I lubed it with too much silicone, so it's kind of sucky right now, but is what it is. The next cube, I kind of set it up how I like it, so it's pretty nice, but it does have like imperfections that you could just wipe away. Overall, not a bad cube, but not the best thing I own. Next, we got the GAN 251. Is this the one I got? No. Is it? No. This is one that I just haven't... I mean, I set it up a little bit, but not really. Is what it is. And then this is the one that I set up with reverse magnets for some reason. Kind of sucks now, but turns fast. And then finally the MGC 2x2. I like how silent it is and how like good it turns, but it's not my main. Next, let's move on to 3x3s. So let's start out with the biggest 3x3 I own. Haoshi Big 18 centimeter big cube. I'm not going to give this any turns, but it's pretty nice. I just keep it in the box so it's safe. Moving down a size, we got whatever this cube is. I don't really know what it's called, but it's like the cube I can actually do fingertips on, but not the best at it. Moving on, one more step down, Yukshin treasure box. It's pretty nice. I have stuff inside of it right now. If I can open it. I got some ducks. Woo! And let's just close it back up right now. Moving down like a couple steps. This is the 55 millimeter 3x3. I don't know who it's made by, but it's pretty good at one-handed, but I just cannot turn it well. It's not my OH main. Next, we got a GAN 11M Pro. It's not UV coated because I don't know why, but it turns pretty nice. Still not my main though. It's honestly a nice cube though. Alright, next up, we got a GAN 13. This is a contender for my main, but I still do main the WRM V9 because this thing is just a little bit too uncontrollable for me. So, yep, is what it is, but next up, we got another GAN cube, GAN 354 V2. I made this turn actually very nice. I've used it for scuba diving, and it just absolutely was horrid after that. But I've set it up again, and it turns pretty nice. Next up, we got a... let's get some more GAN cubes. That was all of them? Alright, so next up we have our RS3Ms. So, this is an RS3M maglev right here. It's the one I used in school, so it has some stress cracks and scratches all over the place. Like right there and there are some stress cracks, right there and there are some more. But, what can I say? It's a cube I bring to school every single day. What do you expect? Next up, we have more RS3Ms. This is an unset up, I think, maglev, if I'm right. Yeah, it's a maglev. Turns pretty nice, but honestly, what can I say? It's an RS3M. It's obviously going to be a nice cube. Alright, more RS3Ms. So, Got this R3M, which is set up with, I think, Silicone Weight 5 and Martian. I think it's a standard. Yep. It's just a standard one. Turns pretty well, but not my favorite. Next up, we got a Maglev R3M. Turns slow, but pretty well, honestly. We got another RS3M. I think this one's springs. Yeah, it's a standard. I overlubed this cube so much, so now it's just like slow and lubey on the outside. Next up, we got some random cube that I got given. I don't know what it is, but it turns well because I lubed it, but not my favorite. It's kind of hollow. If anyone can tell me what that cube is, please let me know. Next, we got another random cube that I just owned. It's a Swiftblocks cube. It's a sub-brand of GAN. It turns pretty well, but it's a pretty cheap cube too. But I just don't like the box it came in. It like rips open every like after you open it, you can't close it again. So now, move on to the stickered versions of other cubes. We got this big cube. It turns well. I just cannot finger trick it correctly. Another RS3M. This one turns very well. It has some solar inside of it. It's a nice cube though. This is some other cube. I don't know what it's called. It turns pretty well. Next up, we got some Speed Cube Shop cube. I think it's just a copy of the next cube, if I'm not mistaken. It turns pretty well though, because I set it up. It has magnets, surprisingly. Next up, Speak of the Devil. It's the next cube. This one does not have magnets, and it sucks because it doesn't have magnets. Alright, oh, we got more RS3Ms. Alright, so this one's an RS3M. I think Maglev. Yeah, it's Maglev. Some of these come super tight out of the box. This is one of them that is like insanely tight, but I just cannot solve it fast. That's how tight it came. I need to set that one back up. This is a standard, and I think it's not set up. Yeah, it's not set up. It turns pretty fast for being a standard. All right, Tornado V3s. This is the standard version, and I overlubed it with way too much silicone. Now it just turns like shrimp, and it's like horrid. I cannot do anything on this. Next up, we got another Tornado V3. Okay, where is it? If I could find it, that would be amazing. Okay, it's a YoCube. It's a flagship. Turns pretty well, but Next up, we have all our Pioneers. So this one is just one that's outside of its case. Turns pretty horrible, but is what it is. This one's another Pioneer. Turns slow but fast. It's like the YoCube, but just with my settings instead of Cupid's. And then we got another Pioneer. This one's also I set up, but it's Who knows? Alright, finally we got the last Pioneer, which is my favorite Pioneer by far. Turns pretty fast. I just cannot control it. Lacks controllability. So, honestly, it's a pretty good cube, but not for me. Next up, we got a GAN 11 standard. No setup whatsoever. It's just a nice cube. It has no magnets though, which is what it is, but who knows. Alright, and then GAN 356 Smart Cube. It's really nice, but I just can't do it for me. I gotta set it up some more. I never got the chance. Alright, finally, let's get on to the last two cubes. We got a Super Ars 3M All Core UV, or not UV. It's just a ball core. Turns pretty well. But honestly, not my main, because who knows. Finally, we got the J-Pro cube. Honestly, probably would be my main if I didn't find a, what you call it, Warren V9. Warren V9 is just insanely good. But I love the cube. Ah! Never mind, I hate the cube. Ow, my fingernail. My pinky got caught in one of these corners. Ah, that hurt. But anyways, that's all the 3x3s that I have. Next is 4x4s. Let's get it. First off, we got one of these 4x4s. I don't know the brand because I took the sticker off. I think it's some Moyu. Actually, it is a Moyu because I have the same exact cube right next to me. So it's pretty well, but not as good as the MGC. We got the same exact cube, just not set up with Lunar. And it turns horrible. Oh, we love this cube. We love it. It is one of the best cubes I have ever had. It's so nice. Such a nice cube I own. Anyways, that's all the 4x4s. Next cube, 5x5. Let's get it. Okay, so this cube I got given as a gift. It is absolutely horrid because no magnets whatsoever. But you know what? It is what it is. Next cube, 6x6. All right, we got 6x6 going on. We got a Supernova serviced MGC6. It turns nice, but at the same time. Some of the inner layers are too locky and catchy. It might just need to be tensioned a little bit, but I do have a better 6x6 that I use more often. Next up, 7x7. Turns pretty nice. It's the same story as the 6x6 Supernova service, but I do have a better one now. Y'all will find out at the end of the video, so stay tuned, keep watching. It turns pretty nice overall. Good checkerboard. I don't know what else to say. It's an MGC 7x7. It's pretty nice. Anyways, let's move on to Skewb. First up, we got the Wingy V2 Skewb. Turns pretty nice, but it locks up often. And it's kind of because it's catching itself on everything. Then we have the Gans Skewb, which is honestly 10 times better. It is so nice. I could literally do this all day. It's my backup main right here. Anyways, next up, we have Square One. So we got my backup cube right here. It turns really nice. So I don't even know what to say. It's an MGC Square One, lubed with Lunar and a little bit of like the smallest amount of weight 5, just so it lasts a little bit longer. Has some spring noise, but not the most. I could lube that out instantly with a little bit of Martian. So nice though, it's like insanely good. I love it. Next up, we have Megaminx. The first Megaminx, we have the GAN Megaminx. It's a pretty nice Megaminx. Not my main though, because I just got a new one. And it turns so well compared to this. And it's a little bit smaller, which makes more sense for a Megaminx. But we do have an MGC Megaminx too. I've loosened it so much, it's like on the verge of popping, but it's not gonna pop because I have the settings tuned in. But it's now that I have those two cubes. But they turn nice. Turns pretty nice. Next up, we have all my Rubik's brands. So now we got our Rubik's brands. Let's start out with the 2x2 and then move on to the 3x3, 4x4 miscellaneous. So this one is lubed with Lunar, but it's absolutely horrible because it has no corner cutting. All I could say about that one. Let's move on to 3x3s. Let's start out with some random one. This is one I just got from GameStop. It's so nice. I don't know why. Even though it's like no setup or anything. Next up, we got this one. I got this one on the cruise ship that I just went on. Turns pretty well. Got a little bit of Martian inside of it, but pretty nice. And then we have this one. I've lubed this, I've tensioned it, and it's horrid because it's it's just bad. Like, yeah. And then Speed Cube. Turns pretty nice, but not the best. So now we have the 4x4s. This is some random one I got in a box for Christmas like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Who knows? Turns horrible though. Like whenever you turn this layer, you can turn that layer too. It's horrible. And then I have another one of those. This one turns a little bit better because I don't know why. I've disassembled a couple times, so that could be the reason. But it still does the same thing, but worse, way worse. And then we have this one I just got from GameStop a few days ago, which is the same story as that 3x3 that I got. This one's so much nicer than those. I don't even know what to say about it, but I could speed solve on this. Next up, you have a Rubik's Patty Cube. I used to have 2 of these, but one popped and broke into a million pieces, so it's a fun story about that one. Next up, we got Chip and Dale, the Rubik's Cubes from Disney. I got given these as a gift from my sister. They turned pretty nice though. That's the same story with this one. I got gifted them as a like bundle set because I don't know why. I think they were like discounted or something. But next up, let's move on to some miscellaneous cubes that I have. First in this section, we got the small cubes. We got the GAN 330, which is a keychain cube. It's pretty nice though. I like it. And then we have this cube. It's a 99-cent cube from the Cubicle, I think. It turns well if you're light with it, but if you're hard on it, it will not turn good. Then we have one of these, which I got for free whenever I went to somewhere. I took all the stickers off. I can't get this adhesive off though. And then we have a 1x1. Hardest cube in the collection though. It's absolutely the hardest cube. Next off, let's move on to the clear cubes that I own. So first we have the Penguin cubes. This one is not lubed at all. It turns pretty well. No, this is the one that's not lubed. It's absolutely horrid. But it is what it is, you know. Next up, we got the Spooky Cube. This one turns really well. But it smells like jack-o'-lantern lube, which is pumpkin spice. Next up, we got the Z Cube. Some cube I got off Amazon for winning some bike race that I did. Turns pretty well, but not the best. It glows in the dark though. Same as the Spooky Cube. And then we have this one that I just bought from the Speed Cube shop. It glows in the dark as well. I think it's the base cube for this. Yeah, I think they're the exact same. Next up, we have the 3 Yuksins that I have. We have this one that I signed whenever someone donated me, and please donate. Still working on this one. We're gonna put a bunch of names on it. Then we just have this one that's set up in lubed. It turns pretty well. And then we have this one that turns absolutely atrocious, I can't speak. But it's pretty nice. But I bought all 3 of these Yuksins from Cubes, which was very cheap with free shipping, which was very surprising, and I'm surprised they came. Next up, we got our mirror boxes, which we have a GAN mirror blocks, which is absolutely the best one you can get on the market. Turns really well. And then we have the Monster Go mirror blocks, which turns well, but it has no magnets, so you can just not align it well. Anyways, why is this in here? Some RS3 turns well, but I don't know why it's in here. Next up, we got Pyromorphics. I know how to solve it, but I don't feel like it, because it's hard for me, because I suck at it. Anyways, we have a windmill cube now. Turns iffy, I guess you could say. I just don't like it because no magnets or anything. I don't even know how you would magnetize this. Next up, we have a banana. Why not? It turns well. I lubed it. I lubed the banana. Just sounds sus. We have a force cube, which is just a black force cube. Just an unstickered random cube that I bring in a camp out. We have balls. I also lube the balls. It sounds so sus. It's balls. What do you expect? Next up, we have a whatever this is called. I don't really know, but it's a pretty nice cube. We have a, oh god, I can't even get this out of the box. A DNA cube. I've had to super glue these caps in like so many different times. It turns pretty nice, and it's like kind of airy. Like it, I mean, it's like iffy on the fingers though. Next up we have Crazy Cube, I think it's called. I don't really know what this one's called. I got it as a $10 mystery puzzle though. I don't think it was worth it. Kind of like always wants to pop. And then we have cubes that are not really cubes. We have this one. I forgot what it's called. I don't even know what this is called, but it's something. And then we just have some Squid Game fidget toy that I have. Oh, it's in Infinity Cube, I think. Anyways, next up, we have the GAN 14, which is my only limited edition cube I own. It looks insanely good. I love the way it turns. It's so nice. I just love it. I might need to get myself an actual GAN 14 and see if this is how it turns. This is like, oh, so much better than the 13. But anyways, let's put it back in its box for me to touch again whenever I feel like it. Or whenever y'all want to see a review. Oh, I just scratched that pamphlet with my nail and it was cringy. Ew. It was horrible. It's out of 3,000, by the way, so I don't know what number this is. Turns insanely well. But anyways, so first off, we got the 2x2. It's my favorite 2x2 I own because it's my main, and it turns really nice. It's a GAN 251M Leap, and lightest magnet settings right now. A little bit of lunar, and some other lubes. This is my Worm V9 I've been talking about. It has Martian, lunar, weight 5 a little bit, and some other random lubes. Turns really nice. Next up we have my MGC 4x4. It's like stock, but with a little bit of lunar to the center and on the outside. Turns really nice and fast. 5x5, same thing. Lunar, and I think a little bit of Martian, if I'm not mistaken. Turns really nice. And my 6x6, Aoshi and Aofu are my 6x6 and 7x7. They're really nice cubes. I really love them. I think I like them more than the MGCs. The problem is they're just a little bit too magnetic. And then my 7x7, Aoshi or Alfu, I don't know. Turns better than the 6x6 because who knows why. I think it's the just how the pieces are laid out. Turns really nice though. I love it. So next up we have the other events. I have a main for each event, so let's get the other ones. First up we have Squan. This turns even better than the other Squan I showed you earlier. As I say that, I get a pop. As I say that, I literally get a pop. Okay, apparently I just cannot turn Squan fast right now. Oh god. Yeah, I cannot turn it fast right now. It's a really nice cube that I own. Next up, Skewb. It's my Gans cube. Sometimes it corner twists. How? I don't know. But it's really nice. I love it. I might need to tighten up the settings a little bit so it doesn't do that. Corner twists. Because I +2 it. 3 out of 5 solves in my average. And I get a corner twist that I have to fix, which is basically another +2 because I have to corner twist it that. Next up we have I think this is an FMC cube that I use. I've never competed in it. Probably will eventually, but it's just a super slow and nice turning cube. Next we have OH. I think I love this cube for OH, but I think I might need to switch my main to an RS3M or something, just to have a better chance I can better averages. And then this is my blindfolded cube. I don't even know how to solve blindfolded. I just have this one as a blindfolded cube. It's an RS3M, I think, standard, yeah, standard. But turns pretty nice. I think I could solve it fast blindfolded if I wanted to. Next up, you have Megaminx. This is the Megaminx that I was talking about earlier. It's super small. Fits in my hands better than the GAN one and the MGC. I love it, but... Next up, you have Pyraminx. It's the only Pyraminx I own. It's a GAN Pyraminx. It turns really well. I'm planning to get some other Pyraminxes and try them out, but we have a Chi clock. Okay, everything's off. I think I just turned one of the things on accident earlier. It turns really nice because I set it up with a little bit of Lunar. And I think Lunar and Martian, I think. But anyways, let me show you my cube mural and we'll get to the other cubes here in a second. Here's my mural that I was talking about earlier. We've put all the cubes back. But anyways, let me show you the cubes that I haven't talked about. So we have this Max Parkrun right here, some Rubik's Cube from the USS Arizona, a Rubik's Snake, a golden cube, that's the shiny one, a crystal cube, and a void cube. We have all the spare parts and those bins right there. Adjustment tools, lubes, super glue, and stickers, bags, cube cover, and mats right there. And then coming over here, we have my stack mat timer and cables for the stack mat. Overall, it's really nice setup. Anyways, see you next year, January 1st. Bye.